Yeah. Whoa. Okay. Loading in. Welcome. There we go. Okay. Ding. That's my Chrome extension to ding every hour. Okay. Let's make sure everything's working. Alright. That looks good. Alright. Cool. Okay. Looking good. Welcome. Hopefully you guys are coming in. Because it just takes a bit for it to load in there. Or gets to update in sync, you know. Welcome. Today should be. I had some different plans for today, but not, you know. Well, I can just say I'm gonna work on more effects rather than strictly just character animation today. At least that's the plan. I'll get into it more once I definitely start a little more proper. And let's see. Apparently that means a whole bunch of stuff, but it looks like healthy. Okay. If you're healthy, I'm healthy. I definitely feel okay. I think my nose is a little bit droopy, but that's just regular allergies. I think we'll be good. So I would suggest if you got Google Translate to please use that. Otherwise, I have to. It's more effort on my end to having to translate it for you. So yeah. Do. Oh, I restarted that. There we go. Here we go. All right. Let's see. We're back. All right. Hi guys. Welcome. So yeah, hi. I think start left. Has to watch more other streams, I guess, to catch up. But that's all right. How you guys doing? Let's see. Right. So for this, I just don't know how to get started without anyone. So I guess I could just kind of show what animation we got so far, and then think about the plans forward. So we only animated about the first shot so far. So everything else is kind of hit and miss. So I haven't really got much further than the first 10 seconds or so. Definitely all that's looking alright. Oh, here we go. Hi, Real Fan. How are we doing? Oh, thank you. I'm doing good. Yeah, my work has been going in and out where I either get like nothing to do for like a week or like a whole bunch, and it's like there's in betweens, yeah, obviously, but it's like it's just kind of you don't really feel those as much. But yeah, this week was pretty lax, but also like a lot of stuff was going on as well. Like we had a lot of stuff that was we have invoices that are like set up that the bosses write up and like do a point of sale and all that kind of business side of it, and then eventually they send that invoice to production. But because I don't really have access to that point of sale stuff, I can't see whether or not they did it or not. Just be able to like forethought to see like, ooh, look how many things are being pending to be able to send to me. So it just becomes like just kind of waiting around until invoices actually come in and like drop on my shelf, literally. So it's like I don't know if there's 20 things that are pending or 0 at a time based on that kind of system. So I'm sure there's a way to access it on my computer, but it's like it's not available to me because I'm too new to go into that. So what happens is that this week especially, there was apparently a whole bunch of stuff that were due for Friday, but I didn't actually know about them until like when they actually give it to me as an invoice to say like, hey, here you go. Now it's ready to go. It's processed and ready to go for you. Here you go. Problem is that they would send it to me on Wednesday and drop it off. It's like, here's the trophy and here's what you need to do and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, okay. But yeah, here on Wednesday, here you go. Due Friday. And it's like, but it's not labeled as a rush order, which is usually what we do. Is to say like, hey, I know this is a very, very quick turnaround. Usually it's about 7 to 10 like business days usually. So it's just like I get nothing for like a while and then it's like whoop, halfway through the week it's like here's like 4 different things that are due in 2 days and it's like whoa. So but then I finished all those by like Thursday because they were pretty quick. So then they let me off. They have a 3-day weekend where I finish everything before Friday. So they were like, yeah, you don't have to come in. So I had a nice Friday. Had some work on the well, I guess I really only worked on the cinnamon roll Miku Twitter thing. Check that out if you want. It's on my Twitter. Yeah, it's this cute little animation I made, and just kind of hung out. But yeah, so that's where I am. But let's see where Sunny's at. Whoop, whoop. There we go. So I definitely want to add some effects. Definitely just not have it pop in would be good. So let's go ahead and see what we got. See what we can do here. So what I could probably do is add a couple different glow effects to the entire system here. Pop that in. So you already got an effect set up like that. I think it'll look a little bit different once it's rendered. Just want to see just what we can do. Well, I think I might need to actually set this up to have it go out twice. So that should be more like that. There we go. So the glow is literally the glow, but then actually render Sunny out, we need to have it be set up twice. So actually go through the pipe system twice there. I can just play with these numbers and see where somebody's faults are. Interesting. So I'm seeing some interesting lines there. Where to be inside? I guess maybe like a negative? Directional. Or just kind of playing around until something looks okay. Let's see. Yeah, if it gets too big, that'll happen. Yeah. Just to see what we can play around with and what's possible and what's going on here. So I'd like it to just obviously be the outline, but it's trying to take it as the entire thing. Interesting. Because I put it into the composite. Hi, two-tailed. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Hello. So what if I need to do some other factors here to set this up? Otherwise, I don't think there's much more I can do. Would like an inner glow. I wonder if that's in this. No. Oh, there's blur. Blur Gaussian. You can put like a blur before the glow, and so the glow will be blurry. Blurriness. Set that up. Ooh. Set it up pretty high. let's set the glow blur after. This is what I mean. If you were here at the start, I was going to play around with effects, see what I can do. So that's possible that if some of these don't work as well, I'm thinking I might have to do this in like an After Effects or something instead. But there's so many like extra features and stuff like this that's like, it's just sometimes more fun to play around with these inside of Toon Boom and then see what we can get. So obviously I would like to have like the shadow be not part of it, then it's way more complicated in that case then, and then say, oh, don't do it with the maybe the ear or like something like that. So it's possible that this, I haven't tested this, so that's why I'm just trying to play this by ear. It's possible that this solution, the way that this is set up, is not the way that I would like it to work. So to exclude the shadow, if I wanted that, I might have to just set it up so that it just kind of goes out like that and pop it into this composite. And so now the shadow's not part of the glow system, but it can still go out and be rendered. So this is what it's going to render as. But to say like to not have the glow on the bag, that's actually going to be a lot more complicated. So I need to go into like the body, into the bag, and maybe have it go into, yeah, this is where it starts to get like have to destroy the puppet itself to get this glow work. When at the same time it's like I could just make it a matte. When I was doing Midnight Mirrors, I had every puppet be their own image sequence. So I'd have like the background, export that as a movie sequence, and then have each individual character on each individual frame be exported as PNGs. And then in Premiere and After Effects, I would add the inner glows and outer glows and different shadings. So I'm not alien to that setup, but obviously it'd be nice, especially in here, to show like, look how cool this can be, you know, while it's rendering and stuff. So you get an idea of like, why doesn't it look cool here? It's like, we're all, yeah, it's like, I'll do that later, but it's like for you guys here to look at it. So, it's good to experiment though, so I'm thinking I'm probably gonna have to undo this, unfortunately. Because I don't think that's gonna work out. The way that they've had to like mask out different pieces, and like I thought it would be a little bit more comprehensive. We could try it down here and then see that it's still trying to do that. It's not taking it as one flat piece. And I have an idea that it might actually be because this might actually be the issue. Oh, okay. Here's some very, very specific Toon Boom stuff that I just remembered. I'm gonna go back. No, because yes, but also, but no. Well, let's just try it. Okay, so the composite has different features. The way that it can almost like group together things. So you can set up the mode. Let's turn this back into something strong. Okay, so we can get that. There we go. See how that's not doing that? Let's go back to where the bag was. Yeah, okay. See, let's bitmap. Okay, so what happened here? Oh, that's new. I'll leave that up so I can say hello, cartoons. This is me playing around to see effects, let's see how they work. This one's not going to be viable. And then pass through. Okay. So what we learned is that I forgot there was a very, very specific feature that to composite this trapezoid purple thing combines different whole bunch of different anything to put into it. And so this has different features. So I think by sending it into bitmap, converts everything. But I think the cost is that 3D might not work. I'm not sure. Let's go in here. Figure out how to rotate. There's a way to. But anyway, this is like the whole stage in 3D perspective. So if I had like a whole bunch of different pieces, like so I could just kind of show this. Oop. Oh, that actually was working. It was just maybe working. I think you can do that in that mode. So if I move her in 3D space like this, she should now be. Yeah, see that? So now she's in 3D space. Oh, that's weird. We can go through her, and then we can see her hair. Yeah, so I was afraid that the bitmap composite might break that, but it looks like that's okay. So, good. Alright. Again, Felicity, welcome. Alright, we're playing with effects, and I'm learning stuff along the way. So, let's see. So, if I switch these, then you get that effect. I would like to get an inner glow, but I'm not sure what's the best way to do that. And I thought by doing it backward would. Let's actually maybe starting to work. Ooh, we get some effect like that. Set that up. Does that work? Nope. Set that up. Ooh, now she's got a glowy ball there. Set that back up. Okay. Still got the shadow. So, which means we can grab the whole thing and do the same thing that I was gonna do before, where I have the shadow as a second noodle. And it can't go into here because that actually goes into the composite there. So it actually needs to go into a new separate composite. Beep. And then this goes down. Okay. Weird part is that I understand a lot of this kind of like problem solving. I'm used to a lot of this kind of stuff. This is like the first program that I've like had to like really be confident in, but like in Blender there's some noodle stuff. It's called nodes, but like this kind of like programming in a sense where you can kind of have different attributes in different graphical programming stuff. These all work together. But if I had to look at a wall of text in programming, I would lose it and just be like, I don't understand. There's like stuff in here where it's just like, no thanks. Where it's just like all these words of, these are real things that are like being used inside of Toon Boom. All these different crazy stuff, and it's like, cool. I don't understand any of this, but all this crazy stuff on the right, I get that. So I don't know about you guys, which one's easier for you guys to understand. Obviously, if you just read it, it's like, cool, If cell type equals peg, cell type equals read, var, vowels equals boop, val push. These are just like set up. Different scriptings. Next word is SVG. Whoa. So, Yeah, and we've got glowy sunny, so let's just work on that. Resource color. See how that works. Let's do it like that. Short factor. Something like that. And let's get our blur again. So that's a little bit like that. Actually, there's nothing yet. There we go. I should really learn what truck factor means. So that actually comes up a lot. And I'm not 100% sure what it means. At least this is working, and I can make this less intense, bring the radiance down, and then bring the blurriness back up, and then it becomes more halo-y, where it's got more of a softer glow than what it was before. So, there was a box of code. Oh, the code stuff? Yeah. Breakage hash. Before coding class, after 4 class. It's going kind of going 30 now, and then computer 30 now, which is fun. I don't know. I've done some. That's pretty cool though. I've done some programming too. I made my own website, YoshiGreenwater.com. I kind of programmed it, scripted it like this, in the C# plus one of those, the simpler one. In Unity, I did a little bit of programming like this to make a really simple game that's not a game yet. So I've had experience, but it's like I never felt like I really understood it. But once I played with Game Builder, Garage, and visual scripting in Unity, especially Toon Boom and Blender, it's like that made more sense to me. Just having like blocks of literal blocks and then giving each block their own, you know, setups and be able to say that. And it's like, oh, I need this to happen. And it's like the order of events matter. You know, if I put the blur first, then to get a different effect. So we're just trying to blur it and then glow it, kind of a thing. So the order of events of like from top to bottom means something. That if you blur it after you glow it, then you get a little bit less, kind of a thing. So bring that down. Probably also bring the intensity a little bit lower, but we'll play with that. That is so weird. Yeah, problem is that you can't really play this in real time unless you actually render it out as a full thing, as a full movie. So I know all this work of like trying to glow her up, but it's like you can really see it once I click on the blue flower. So yeah. Let's see. Hi Spike. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Playing with some effects, seeing what we can do, and seeing what's possible. I'm gonna have her like transform, like a Sailor Moon kind of style. I looked up some references of Sailor Moon, and it's a little bit different from what actually I would like. And then I found out Major Mark actually has some transformations. I just want to make sure that this glow system works. That's what I was trying to figure out. And it sort of works. Might be very on a case-by-case thing here. Especially that I had to like separate and isolate things, otherwise it's going to be the entire comp here. So I had to like separate the shadow out. Shadow was all these parts. I know. There's two shadows because one of them is connected to the entire system of Sunny, and one of them is independent. It's like during the animation she like flies off. I didn't want to have the shadow follow along, so it's actually switches between one shadow and another at a certain point. So yeah. Probably would like to extend the background here. Let's just get this and pop that up. There we go. Okay. With the film production, Minecraft coding. Minecraft coding? Yeah, I haven't got as advanced as Minecraft coding yet. So watch this stream though. You can have his answer for some. That's okay. Yeah, I've started to do streams like every week now. So I understand if you're not able to catch up now. So I was doing like every other week. But I feel more confident in my full-time work. So now this is like animation has now become my hobby. As I definitely am not getting paid for any of these as much anymore. At least not as not as much as actual full-time job work. So yeah, I don't think I got paid by YouTube since the beginning of the year, but I was like hangover from like the rest of the whole last year. Oop, there's Slutty. So yeah. Let's work on the transformation here. So I want to, let's blend this out. Where I want to have, give it a glow start here. So I can start to maybe, I think I can add, yeah, I can add keyframes in this part, so that's good. So I can add keyframes and everything here, keyframes here, and I can say for these ones to add functions, which are just like line grabs, which if you're used to 3D animation, you're used to like plotting points on a graph. It's like we'll just have like the blurriness just set to 0 for the time being. Set the glow 0. Set this one to 2 or 0. So that when I'm ready for her to go beep, I'll just go into glow and go back to that keyframe. Actually go back 1 frame and yeah, let's move these back. Okay, there's too many things here going on. Let's move these back a couple frames. So it should be kind of glowy the whole time, I think. So maybe just have like a between here, glow radius on this one to be like 5 or so frames. Add a keyframe and then crank this up. Beep. Can't see it. There you go. So as we go along, each frame should get in progressively, hopefully, more. Oh yeah, it's not because it's not set to be tweened. Okay. Maybe. I have to figure it out. Okay. Hi guys. Do. I want. Hi cat. Hi Derpy. Thank you. Appreciate it. Hello. How you doing? Sorry cat, forget your name there. Maybe it's this one. Beep. There we go. Okay. I don't know if you saw that, but it changed from a chirp into a whoop. That's what we call in the animation biz is a rp. There we go. So now as I progressively click on each frame, beep, 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 beep. She's growing in glowies. And then we add another keyframe. Beep. I would like to increase this by like a couple bit. Add a tween. So now it'll be beep 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 beep. And then as that gets up, just crank it up. Beep 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 Beep, 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 beep. And so we'll just kind of have it kind of go up and down in terms of intensity as we go along. There you go. Gotta like select it. And because it's, and we can see that. Yeah. So this means that it's going to be consistent, and then on the next frame it goes down to that new value. So if I wanted it to get from here to here, then I add the tween here. Beep. And so now it'll progressively and start to slow down into that pose. So we can just keep adding keyframes as we go, and adding tweens. Loop the actual scene bar. Only thing is that it takes up, I guess, too much GPU or something to actually have this run in real time. So it is having to load this up. It's like in 3D where you render it, you have to like have it fully render before you can actually see it. So unfortunately it's not fully GPU set up to see it in real time. So yeah, what we can do though is see if this works. Let's see if this explodes my computer. I'm already my my horse is having a little bit of trouble here. We might have to have the stream not explode. I don't know. How many frames are there? It's about 300. It's about 90. Okay. But yeah, after that, it should be glowy. Oh yeah, we didn't set her to not be glowy, so she's not going to be glowy for the rest of the time. So it's, I don't know. Now we're not responding. Oh, we're good. We're good. Almost there. So what I'm doing is actually having it render out in a like a flipbook. Is actually trying to figure out every single frame, and then I'll assemble it all into a movie. So right now it's actually trying to draw and render out each individual frame and figure it. There we go. So it adds a new window here. Usually this is actually where it becomes really, really fast as it tries to load them all in. But unfortunately, it's probably stream is just how much effects are going on in here. So there we go. That's actually pretty okay. I just couldn't see the chat at the same time. Yeah. So there you go. The glowy works in a way that I want, where it's just kind of like a rounder. And we can adjust that, like the timing and intensity and the blurriness as we go along. But there we go. That's how we would add an effect like that. And if we want to, we could have like extra effects onto just the wings and horns themselves and play more with that. I think for now, I'll have to figure out why this guy kind of pops into place here. Let's put that back there. There we go. 24 FPS, yes. I designed all my animations with the classic 24 FPS. You can set it to be whatever you want, I think. Or maybe not. At least within all those parameters, I guess. That you can switch it. Okay. Oh, there we go. I think my numpad was broken. The only thing that if you switch it, obviously, it'll be off-timed, and because we're not actually adding new frames, it's just setting squeezing how many frames are in a second. So we're not adding new frames. It's literally just taking the frames that I have and squeezing them into a faster frame rate, which means that it goes like 2 or 3 times faster. So that's one of the big hurdles of trying to do all those AI, AI read, frame read, having it go faster, artificially after the fact, making it go faster. Is that the AI tries to like create new frames and try to figure out like in betweens, but yeah. Well, with this, it just made it squeezed all of these into like 1 second, so it made it a little bit off. Yep, you got it. Yeah, I just have to make it work on my end. Alicorn balloon, she's flying. Yeah, there you go. Hello. What I wanted to do next was I wanted to add a mask to the horn. How would we do that? We need to have. We need to have another. That's there. It's all being cut by. Actually, it's all cut by this break. Ooh, there we go. Well, that'll work. I was like, I need to add a new mask. I need to figure this out. And I was like, oh yeah, I have a mask. That's that. Perfect. Okay. Hello, Emmanuel. I talked about it a little bit earlier, but I'm doing good. How are you? Yeah, I feel refreshed after my 3-day weekend. Wasn't really supposed to be. They just literally just ran out of work for me to do. Yeah, they told me I was too efficient, which I don't know what that says about everyone else at the office. And it's like, oh, am I actually being too efficient? Like, should I actually? I'm not, trying to speed run through it. I'm just kind of, I'm taking my time with it. I am trying my best. But I guess if they're, maybe not used to someone, working that fast, I don't know. That's weird. I want to see. I'm thinking I might want to add another feature into this where I want to add beep there. There we go. So I can add deformer points into here. If I can please only be able to see that. There we go. Close that off. But yeah. They tell me to go home often. When I'm there, I work like the full 8 hours that they want. But it's also like cool. I only have like 4 or 5 things invoice-wise to do. But each invoice on their own can be, can range wildly from either being I feel like something's wrong here. Information composite, I'll just do that. Get out of there. I answered that in the description, in the FAQ, frequently asked questions. You can pop in there. I suggest everyone else to read the description too. There's a lot of good info in there. I updated it somewhat, especially when I became a trophy engraver. That's in there. So I won't answer it here, but I'll let you peruse and read all that to find the answer there. So thank you though. Cut that out. Go back here. Unisolate it. Now with the former. Beep. I guess I don't have any G5 favorite characters listed in there. I think I've been saying that like each time I like learn more about the G5 characters, I'm like, ooh, this one's cool. Ooh, Sunny's cool. Ooh, Izzy's cool. Ooh, like, ooh, look, they have personality. Ooh, I'm learning more about them. So, like yeah, after the second 3D special, the one that came out like a month ago, like episode 1, I guess it was series. Became more of a Zip fan. Her like detective and like more analytical, like trying to figure things out and sciencey, you know, like trying to solve the mystery on her own. I was like, oh, that's cool. Compared to like all the other Strawberry Shortcake kind of like bland characters. Where it's like, I want to have fun. I'm the party. Woo! Kind of a characters is like, okay. Yeah. do. I like muffins. Yes and yes. The the character and the treat. Yes. Thank you. I don't know. I'm waving. I guess I'm waving to Benson. I haven't seen you in a long time. How are you? Oh, I'm doing great. Yeah. Kind of been repeating myself over that. I'm doing good. Yeah. But how are you guys? Let's see. I think I want to animate some of these bips, these little points here. So I can have, I already set this up so I can have this as a mask. So I can do something crazy like this and see what happens. Nice. Okay. What I can do is select all these and then make sure they all have points. So this will be when she's getting her horn. And so I like it to like appear like from the base and go whoop as if it's being grown out of her. Now that I think about it, wouldn't it make more sense if, what do you guys think? Like should the horn kind of like appear like, okay, here's option 1. And then it appears, or would you like it to kind of have the entire thing but like kind of cut off at the bottom, like where the horn is, where her hair is, and kind of go whoop as if it like grows out, kind of a thing. It is a magical entity, so it doesn't literally grow out of her head as much as it just kind of, you know, appearing, I guess. So I watched the Make Your Mark animation where it just kind of, yeah, option 1 of it going, yep, kind of appearing like that. Or the other one where it's trying to take the whole horn and go, whoop, kind of a thing. Like what times of 3D and 2D positioning makes any sense? Yeah, 3D and 2D. I know I wasn't a fan of like their faces at first in 3D. I don't know. That they're just kind of, obviously there'll always be some sort of like disconnect or synchronicity. Whenever you try to like translate any 2D art directly into 3D, it's gonna depend on like what the skill and what kind of, you know, higher up notes, especially in TV specials and stuff, to series, to make it look good. Definitely they tried their best. You're not trying to just make them, I don't know what I'm saying. But yeah. I think it's growing on me, the 3D. Definitely seeing what the 2D versions look like in the YouTube specials. It's like, yeah, this 3D is actually probably better. Probably works for them better. That they almost like, they're not really designed for 3D, but it's just like their shapes that were initially designed as look more 3D, I guess, if that makes sense. like with Lauren Faust's drawings, they're very, very flat looking. Like with, you know, if you have like a profile picture, I'll answer your question in just a bit. Like with a profile picture of horse, they would be specifically like have their eyes, you can see it there, and be in a very like set up to look good in 2D. You know, you have something like this, very, very rough, obviously, but then you translate it to front view and it's like it looks, you know, really nice. But if you're actually trying to translate how the distance between here to here is actually like different, so when you actually try to make this into a 3D model, it doesn't work. So it's like weird inconsistencies with that they were specifically designed in 2D first and only 2D. But you have like a 3D model, then you have to like kind of then figure it out and make this work, and then you have the options to then make it work. But then sometimes within 3D version it might actually then look a little bit off just because it's actually a 3D model sort of a thing. So yeah. 3, 2, so yeah. And then it's like it doesn't, because it's actually 3D and designed in 3D, then it doesn't actually look good at some angles. So I don't know. Is it the sound? Yeah, it's the art style. Like, and initially like drafting it and designing it to specifically look good in 2D and only will look and work and operate in 2D, compared to G5 where they knew it was going to be 3D, so they designed a 2D artwork to look as if it was a 3D model and then modeling it based on those pseudo 3D sketches to then model it, and then it will look more 3D and look closer to the 2D card in that case. So that's a roundabout way of saying it. But yeah, oh yeah, in manual, I'm learning 3D, learning German. I've been off and on, but I've been getting into the Duolingo, and I have been practicing that. So I've apparently been practicing for 1,200 days, and I got a couple thousand words learned, but yeah. So I can speak some sprechen ein bisschen Deutsch, so just a little bit. Definitely can't hold a conversation or anything more than just like we high C and all that. That won't work. I was gonna move to Pepperpoint, but I think because it's a master controller, it's not gonna work like that. I think I got option 1, so we'll go with that. So it's actually back here. Oop. So we'll go. I'm not sure why. There we go. I'd have to change the drawing as well. So I think it's gonna have. Okay. Yep. Beep beep, and then kind of have it be. Kind of start a little bit slow, so I want to slow it down a little bit. But actually want to pick up, beep beep, and then have it practically up at this point. And then set these all to normal. Zoop, 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 zoop. Zoop, 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 zoop. you can see that the line is down here, so I might have to separate something there, or at least just have a different version. But I think she'll be like super glowy anyway, so it's not going to make... You're not really going to notice. But I could see what I can do. So I could put... No. Put this and the bottom there. So what I'm trying to do is get the... Where are these here? Put that back. Let's be on twos. Try and get the little like line here. Try to keep that consistent. So I think it's probably these two. Yep. Okay. We're putting these back. And bring this down. Oh yeah, that's the one that was actually kind of controlling. It might actually be backwards. I don't know. Let's kind of undo it until it looks good. Controls that. It's because the actual shape of this is trying to look good. It's like this one, but then it's actually trying to like reverse onto itself, so it's trying to go like zip, and so you get different shapes that don't work. So let's hear Luna. I was not really a fan of either of them, honestly, so I never really chose a side, I guess. So I don't know. Hi Buttercup, welcome, welcome. I guess if I had to choose, it's hard because Luna definitely does all the dreams. That's kind of a little invasive of privacy. But I guess if it's for the greater good, I guess. What was it actually for? Like, why? Like I get her like she's a knight princess, but I guess it just kind of seems awkward. Like, was she doing that when she was being banished? Was that okay? I guess with work I've been having to wake up at 7 pretty consistently. 7:30 and everything. So kind of have to be a morning person with all that. So I don't mind it. I think school has definitely, you know, brainwashes all of us to be okay with the fact that it's okay to wake up. It's okay to wake up early. And you should just expect that. So used to waking up at 6:45 to get the bus and walk home up a hill and down a hill every day. Let's do the same with the wings. See if we can... This might work better because now I actually have the option to make a new mask. So let's do that. Yeah, so I guess I wake up early and I like to not really stay up past midnight. I like to kind of go to bed around 10 or 11. So I definitely like stay up a whole like day's worth. I think we only need it on here, so I'll just kind of put it over here. And let's see, it's probably gonna be it could be connected to the wing. So when wing move, we can do that. And we'll have just another basic square box. Plug that in, and then I'll have some anchor points here. Oh, don't worry about Sunny. She's doing fine. It's whenever in Toon Boom you have to make a new deformer block. It like reverts all of the other shapes back into like the original formation. Because I like altered a lot of it, it's like being a little upset of how those look. So I will try and quickly mess up, and then I will then do it correctly. This doesn't have to be perfect, but it actually works better if it's closer to perfect. I think there's an auto way to do these, but would like it to be in a certain setup, you know, these. Just the way I like it. Okay. Yeah, there she goes. So I got a deformer, and I would like to... How would I want to do this? I want to at least have a mask. Do I want to cut it? Yep. So I want everything here to be cut by here. Or maybe the opposite, but I don't think that's going to work unless I add a cutter. Here. And then put this here. Yep, there we go. And then it's a little hard to see because with the other wing, but that works. Let me turn that other wing off so you can see that. And so now it hides it. Yay! Alright. Cool. And so now I got a window that only within inside the window I can see the wing. Haha! Hey Twinkles! Quinzu's back! Hello! Good to see ya. Alright. So now... Whew. I can see where the wing here starts to. Figure that out. Let's add some points there. Let's add some keyframes to these. Right in here. Beep. Okay, so they can still be some sort of centralized 2Ds. Beep. Okay. So here's your favorite pony? Yes or nah? I would say yeah. Definitely. Yeah, it all started from actually just making my own cartoons. And, or I guess actually my first experience with pony was actually like, I was into, I Can Has Cheeseburger. Like a whole, like, the website that has like the know your memes and all those, like those image sites now. Started out as like a whole bunch of different like communities that would post pictures. It was almost like the first like Reddit practically, where they would have like funny dog pictures, memes. It'd be like 2011, you know, 2010 and 11. So they were all the stereotypical ones from way back when. But I saw one that had a cute little horse in it, and I was like, wow. They have like this weird character that's like has funny eyes. It was like from Feeling Pinky Keen, where she was actually acknowledged to drop all the objects on Twilight. I saw that as a post, and I was like, huh. What's all this? They were saying like an animation error like caused this to happen, and it's like, oh wow, that's cool, that's interesting. Okay. And then, you know, eventually started watching the show, and it's like, oh look, it's the funny horse. And I was like, cool, I know what that is, kind of a situation. So like retroactively I learned about all the characters in that sort of way. So it's a little backwards, but I even watched the second episode first, so I'm definitely one of those wrong ways about doing it. Definitely did a lot of that backwards wrong. I don't regret it. It was fun. And then once I started to do animations, I was like, ooh, I want to try Lyra. She's also funny. But I was like, yeah, that's fun. And then I got a Derpy puppet from Double Rainbow. And I was like, the way that Flash works has like much more compartmentalized, where it's like you can't click on one piece if it's inside of a symbol. A symbol is almost like a lockbox, where it's like you have to like double click to like input your password to be able to get inside it to actually access stuff inside it, like a vault. And so it's like if you put all of your eye symbols inside of an eye symbol, that doesn't make any sense, but if you put all your eyepieces inside of a lockbox, and then you want to have each eye have their own parts, then it's like, uh-oh. To be able to move like one eye, you have to do like a whole bunch of like locker combinations to be able to move one and then move it, and then double click out, be able to access the, enter the secret passcode to be able to get into the other eye, and then move it, and then time those out, and then animate it like that. And I was like, this is a lot of work. So once I figured out like it's like that Derpy can have whatever kind of eyes you want and don't have to worry about the animation, it made animation way more simpler. So it was like weirdly appealing to have Derpy as a as an animation. Because it's like, ooh, I don't actually have to spend long nights trying to animate her eyes to be perfect. So I spend a lot of times trying to do that. Yeah. I have to go in and out of different both eyes to get the symbols correct. I'm gonna make this encompassing just so I don't have to worry about it. Make her happy. There we go. And the other wing, we could just kind of have it kind of up here from behind her instead. Beep. Okay. What if Sunny jumps like Mario? What you're saying? Yeah. Found if I made something strange from doing that. I don't forget it's anything. Oh yeah, the back. Oh yes, I'll do that. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of these I'll have to start to work on. Livestream video of a Derpy VTuber. Is it livestream series all with the Derpy? Yes. I mean, if you go back too far, like 2 or so years, then they'll be different. But definitely all of them recently have been using this. Cute little VTube Derpy. Yeah. Boop 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 boop. What software is it? Pound symbol. This is Toon Boom Harmony. I also have that in the description. You can see all my other techie stuff that I got. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's also premium, so that's how you get the no view. So if you're interested in Toon Boom, they have different versions and different trials and all that, but what you're gonna get in like beginner and advanced is something like this, and then you have to like work like this, and you have to like be able to go like, okay, where's you have to use the timeline that looks like this for one character, and then animate it, and then try to find out where you are, and then try to go from there. And you don't have all the fancy nodes, so you have to like find it from here and then drag them into the timeline, or figure that out. I don't even know how you do that. So yeah, so it's worth it if you're wanting to be a real animator and like do this, for a while. So yeah. just want to do this here. Looks like this one. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Just want to get that going. Sorry. Boop boop doop boop. Gives you got a progress zooming on the video. Also, how do I check the channel of someone in live chat? Okay. And Vegas Felicity. I don't mind. Yeah. Not sure what you're doing. The quality is low, but that's just me. It should be, well, maybe because I rendered that whole video. I can try and do that again. I'll render it again, but I'm going to do one little thing here where she's gonna lose her wings about here. And so I'm going to go back to my functions, add a keyframe, and say please be 0. So now between this and this frame, she should be going back down. Okay, I can do that, where I can then re-render it, and I can answer some of your questions as I'm slowly losing quality. It's there you go, let's listen to it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure this out. Okay. Yeah, I think you to get to the other channels, I think there's if you highlight the comment, I think there's like a 3 dot thing that I see. And I think there's a button, and then there's a go to channel button. But that might be on my end to have all the administrator stuff like that to go in there. Okay. So I was trying to render them all. So it renders it, and then it actually renders it, putting it into a sequence like this, and then it'll show it all. Do. Okay. So what do we got here? We had glowies. That's about it. But yeah, I've been trying to get at least a first shot as close to final as I can, and I'm learning stuff as I go. I think we can kind of go kind of slow on this, and we can see the glow effect on her. You can see the horn kind of show up, and then the wings kind of show up. And then the glow kind of goes off and on. And then they'll turn off around here. Looks like her shoulder here. Kind of jimmies. I'll have to fix that. But otherwise, there we go. Okay. What do I want? I want to go back and fix the bag. So how would we want to fix that? Let me get some water, actually. Hang on. All right. Neat. Some things to video. Maybe watch the live stream. Oh, awesome. Well, welcome. We should all be nice to you, right, guys? And chatting. Awesome. Well, it's impressive that you figured out the chat system. That's very good. Way to go. Yep, that's in the description as well. So if you go down below, like where the regular YouTube description is, down below, hopefully to the left or so. I don't know if you're on mobile or not. Actually, if it's on mobile, it's actually a little bit trickier. It's like at the Yeah, it should be the same like as regular video. Anyway, description has more information and better ways to figure it out. But I think it's YouTube Character Animator. No, it's not. Adobe Character Animator. Whoa. Let's see. That's what I want to do. Go on into like evaporate or something. I can have it. Does it all go away in one burst? It could like kind of do the same thing, but just kind of like maybe disappear or something like that. So I have another bag mask. Do the whole thing. Add the cutter. Beep that in. Beep that in. Peg. Peg. And then draw another, essentially the same sort of a box. So I wonder if I can take it from the wing. How much of this can I reuse? It's just a square, I can do it. Another square. And then show it to me. Where's the box? Actually, where is it? Oh, it's because let's put it here. There we go. Beep. Nope. Beep, 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 beep. Unfortunately, I have to do this several times, but I want to be a little bit lazy with this. Get this going. Yeah, so I don't use the quote-unquote regular VTube software. This is more for like, this Adobe Character Animator was actually used in a couple segments on the newer Stephen Colbert show, where they have like character puppets come in, and they would like do live talk show interviews with the cartoons, and so that's possible like with this VTube style character animation. Not, of course, not necessarily. It's not made for VTube, but it definitely has less features that are specifically for best practices that are for specific VTube people. Beep. There we go. What if I want to swap this out? So I can then have it on here and then unreveal it. Disappear it. Yeah. So, I use this technology in April Fool's video to make it like a newscast, to make it seem awkward. Because it's got that floaty kind of off-puttingness to it that makes it feel a little janky. But I like it because I can kind of quickly add in, like if I need a new hat, I can add that in and have it parent to the rest of the model. Because I think with regular VTubes, there's like, obviously the VTube actors might have trouble going into the live 2D software and trying to figure out how to edit things in their model. They might not be as savvy to be able to figure that out. Not that they, can't learn it, but it's like more than likely that they probably won't figure it out too easy. I'm gonna extend the exposure for like a little bit longer, way longer than I need to. Because then the mask is actually going to be the one that unreveals it. Disappears it? So, I think that's all set up now, so I can move up here. There we go. Beep. And so we can have it kind of be shaped in the way that I want. And so it's just kind of like gotta go like down this way, down to the left. Okay. These are ones that like Toon Boom obviously preset and made these. But these represent the dots and the curves that there. And the timeline shows whether or not there is a change between each frame, and so it marks it with a dot. And so I can go a couple frames forward, change the curves that are being selected over there, and then that represents the shape of all this. So I'll just kind of go pretty quick. It disappeared. Show a little bit, and then it's gone. So I'll go back into here, and now we know about when it stops. Beep, beep, beep. And so we can just delete them from being exposed at all. Yeah, so comes this nice little wipeout. Kind of thing. There we go. Boop, ba-doop, boop, 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 ba-doop, ba-doop, boop, boop, ba-doop. Yeah. Cat or dog? I would say cat. I don't know. Ever really, my pets have been mostly, oops, sorry, reptiles and like lizards and frogs. So I never actually had a pet as a like a cat or dog. So I don't know actually which one's actually better. I don't have experience like that. I've been in houses that, you know, had those pets, but never myself. I am allergic to certain types of fur, so that I get sneezy. So I am allergic to cats and probably dogs too, but more to an extent of cats. Where they get me sniffly. When I was like 4, there was a cat in our neighborhood, and being a baby, I did not realize that you're not supposed to pick up cats by their tail, or at least try to grab them by their tail and try to go whoop, you know, with them. So I got a, you know, as a kid, like I don't know, like the whole arm, you know, baby arm was scratched, and yeah, that was traumatic. We've also had scary dog incidents, like at a park. There was like a dog, but there was no owner. It was just like this dog, and it just started to like chase after us. But me and my dad. But I guess the dog wanted to play, and I was like, oh no, it's coming to get me. And so I bet this is like that. So I've had weird instances like that, and there's even more stuff like that where I've had. I've had instances that would like be, you know, if they were like a clown on a street trying to chase me, they would be like the same kind of traumatizing style experiences. So, yeah. Anyway, bag's gone. Just gonna reset the box. There we go. Yeah. There we go. I think something with the transition to the background was weird. Get some bloop or something. I think we're good. Because the exposure, the drawn exposure is gone from the bag. I don't have to worry about the mask now. Because it's literally not there anymore. There we go. Let's fix this blackout. Visibility. I want to see where this is coming from. Listen, how's the transparency? Huh. Interesting. Just trying to see where... It's not part of this, is it? I could put it in here, maybe. Or at least I could put it in this part here. I am wondering. Oh, there she is. Stuck in a void. Let's see. Hi, Wacom. Look, this is fun to watch. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Keep it up. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see here. So I think I'm gonna do, because it's actually black because of... Where's she glowy? See that? She's glowy. It's not this, is it? Let's get rid of these. Should be there. Oh. Glow intensity? Ah, this might be it. If I go back to 0 here. Let's change this to 0. There we go. Ah, there we go. Cool. That was a non-intuitive, huh? Beep. And so that gets up. And then apparently there's another keyframe that's... What is that even doing? I don't know what this keyframe is. Oh, okay. Nope, that actually didn't do anything. Okay, cool. But now, back here, should be unglow. Cool. Okay, so what I'm gonna do next magic trick is to add a new background. Don't want these. And I got all these fun buttons that I can turn off and on the storyboards or not. Can't see them without the background. The background is actually in front. Anyway, I can turn off Sunny. Okay. So I need fade black. And so this will be our fade in and fade outs. Don't need a peg. Yeah, it should be fine. So what I'll do is just get a black, get a rectangle. Or not. I'm gonna grab it. Beep. I might need a peg to bring it literally in front of her. Uh-oh. I think that background's turning off and on. Sorta. Oh, because... Actually, I don't know. Interesting. How are you guys doing? Got a fox on her and two like to... There's a fox. Ah, it's kind of insane. Yeah, nature's awesome. Just gotta look, go outside and look, huh? We've had bears. Literally in our neighborhood, and they would apparently got some close, got a little close to some neighbors, my neighbors, and good thing the bears didn't do anything, but they definitely could, so it's a little scary. Do is add a keyframe there, remove that so it has no exposure, and then it shows up. But yeah, we've had I'm gonna super move that in front. We've had some interesting one-ins with some I think, oh yeah, there was like a, not a ferret, but like some sort of rodent-y, whatever kind of like a thing is, what was it? I want to say Charmander, but that's completely wrong. Some sort of I don't know. I'm sorry, I forgot what it was. It was like a ferret-like, but it wasn't. Some other thing. My bad. Okay, so what I can do with this. Let's move on. So what I can do. Actually, that's the wrong one I need. Possum. Oh, I need transparency. Yeah, I'll have to ask. I think my dad took a picture of it. And we like looked it up to see like what kind of creature it was. And dad thought it was a ferret, but it's like I've known kids that that had ferrets, and that's not it. Well, see where our first keyframe is. I'm gonna go a couple frames before. Add a keyframe there. So that'll be 0. And then we'll go a couple frames before that. Add a keyframe. Turn both of these into 0. And then tween. So then hopefully, yeah, there we go. It should fade out. There we go. So now we got June. And so that's our fade in. So we go to beginning. Apparently that's the beginning. So let's fix that. And we can add a remove transparency there. There we go. Okay. That at least should fix that. Cool. Okay. How long have we been going? Hour and a half? Cool. Okay. Yeah. Woo. Side effect anything. Mostly we get libraries. Ireland. Ireland. Ah. Yeah. Oh no, it's fine. I think having like a couple people like to trying to keep the conversation good going is good. I appreciate it. It's like to see your guys' opinion, because I know that I can. So I'm just sitting here, you know, walloping in my craziness of all this sort of stuff. So to hear your guys' experiences are really fascinating. I like hearing your guys' stories, especially hearing about Ireland. Yeah. Yeah, because I'm just here to like try and wrangle all these nodes and noodles. So yeah, there's something else to help pass the time. I appreciate it. What we can do, I'm gonna still her hair. How would we do that? Because it basically just pops in. Oh yeah, the hair is completely freaky town. I think the hair is one drawing. Yeah. So it swaps between these two pictures. So you can't exactly do the same effect or do the same technique with the masking that we did for like the bag and stuff. And the wings and the horn. Because it's literally just swapping between two pictures. So what we might have to do is do it frame by frame instead, and have it maybe like start from the top and then add those in. So we can have different pictures here, and then just kind of have it reveal it in a way. So I might have to do a little more drawing here. That's what I'm thinking. And this one's also the same style, where it's completely different. This kind of swaps between two pictures. This has its own craziness that I had to do. Don't worry about all that stuff, but definitely the way that it's separated. All this stuff at the top, like this, is just for the hair physics, so that it kind of wiggle like that. I didn't animate that hair, kind of wiggling, kind of rotating like here to here. I didn't animate that motion of it kind of like twisting the move. So that's all that fanciness there to get that going. But at least we can get maybe this going here. We're gonna have maybe like a couple pictures and then add some in-betweens as we need it. Boop, 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 boop. Chat. You're social. Awesome. And be quiet. Kind of bit of both. That's great. I know it's cool. Yeah, I was the quiet kid. I made one of my college professors upset. I was too quiet. But I think it was like film analysis and study, and I was like, oh cool, I get to learn about film, won't that be fun? But it just happened to be my English teacher, and so he's got his own way of understanding and looking at films in a like an English book way, like you're reading a book kind of a stance angle from it. And so I was like, oh, well, I come from more of the technical, like, all this kind of fun stuff of like, ooh, they use a dynamic spring to be able to do that? Wow, that's cool. Well, my professor was like, okay, so psychologically, you know, what this camera angle means. And it's like, well, this guy was blue in this scene, and that represents, and it's like, oh, no. So I was like, ah, great. I already had some bad beef with them already, and so I was like, I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut because I can't understand or be able to really do this, you know. So it was rough. Sort of the roughest class I've had in a while. Oof. Just gotta delete all this and then see. What I could do is just kind of take all of this instead. See what layers we got on here. Why don't I just copy all of it and then repaste it here, and then we'll start from the top, so only the top stuff will have what we need. It's green because I have the onion skin on, which I don't need. I'm also seeing that I need to probably put this onto the color art layer, so it'll be below that. Also seeing that the something's going on there. Let's try and smooth that out. So yeah, it was rough. I think I was like one of the few classes that I got like a pretty bad grade in, just because it's like I'm sorry, man. You know, this isn't working out for either of us, so please, you know, please be easy on me. But I didn't. So lesson learned with that. But yeah, it was what I wanted to stroke. So we'll start here, and then we'll add these two and those two, and then we'll then add whatever's next to the milli part there. So it'll be more jewel. Like the music? Thank you. they were actually all the YouTube stock music, so you can listen to them yourself. They're all on the when you find those, when you need those stock music YouTube ones, they're all there. In all those folders. I got some Discords. Let me just make sure that they're nothing super important to me. They're just alls too, and some other Discord stuff. Okay. Cool. Okay. Cool. Sorry about that. Unicorn or Pegasus? I would say Pegasus, but I think that's just my bias, you know, towards to Derpy and whatnots. So, let's see what's here. Okay, that's fine. But yeah, I think being able to fly is a little bit more fun than having responsibility of like having all of your friends having to ask you for like the strong girl in Enchanted. What is it? No, that's like 10 layers of wrong. Strong girl in Encanto. Where it's like you just get too many like responsibilities and it's just like that's not fun anymore to be able to have them all like, oh, can you levitate this for me? Oh, can you oh no, our sign fell off. Please fix that. And it's like, oh no. So I feel like that'd be some sort of scenario like that. And it's like, oh no. Ishmael, welcome. Well, now you're part of the 2 viewers, so how do you feel about that? There you go. What am I trying to do? I'm just trying to select all these bips here. It's actually kind of hard. Beep, 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 beep. I got them. No, I forgot the yellow. It's really actually hard to see what I'm getting here. Bring that up. Okay. So it's kind of... Oop. Teleportation is when you can choose between flying or teleportation. Well, with flying you can like kind of set up how much transportation you want to do, you know? Like you're more free to be like, I want to be here. And it's like, alright. But teleportation, it's like you have to like, you almost have to know beforehand and like figure out ahead of time, like whether or not the area that you're going to teleport to is open and in a safe area. I don't really think about that, you know. Wasn't there that one animation like 10 years ago with Twilight doing the teleportation spell and she was in fun random spots? And it's like, that would probably happen sometimes if you're more careful. Where it's like you have to plan out where you're gonna go. But with flying, it's like, okay, I'm gonna be here, and then you can, on the way, see where, if there's room to land. What I'm doing is making sure that those don't line up. So I want 2 to be the last ones, so that'll be there. So what I can do is kind of tilt. Tilt these ones so to kind of show up more, slightly more organically. And of course we could just keep going through it, but I think having a little bit into it, yeah, that's more rainbowy showing up there. Kind of helps, and we could just keep going with that, but I think time's sake, I think we'll be good for that. Cool. Okay. That's one like. Thank you. Hi Dakota. Welcome. Or we should change the stream title once I'm done with this. 'Cause I think I mostly just worked on effects. 'Cause I don't think what I was doing today was mostly kind of not really prep work, but like post prep work to make sure that everything's working here. Kind of after the fact. What we can do is instead of popping between these two, we can have the same thing where we have more drawing substitutions. Because the way that this one's set up is that it has this purple that's being cut, and it's like being cut by this, which is this here. So it's actually this whole section is its own piece, and then it's cut by the hair itself, and like on some sub layers on that, and then we can decide like how shape it is with these points that are their former points. So what I like to do is that I probably just have to add a new drawing here and have it beep 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 beep, and just kind of color it back to what the original color was. And we'll do it from this side. So now we have this one beep 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 beep. So beep beep, and how's this work now? Beep. So we'll color this one purple. So instead of just popping from here to here, it can now kind of go beep 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 beep. And we'll do that with, this is going to be complicated. So the way that this one is set up is completely different, which actually in, I don't know how many pieces at this point. Bang small, bang one, fill. So it actually has this as a drawing piece, and then this hair piece here swaps between these two pictures. I think I just need to have, I can delay this one maybe by one frame. I don't think there's any thing there that could be there, but at least we can delay it by one frame. So instead it'll be that, and then we'll have this one and have a new piece where instead it's going to be here, beep 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 beep. So it'll be rainbow, and then we'll have actually move this one over one more, so it'll be red, yellow, and then blue. Yeah, there we go. All I had to do was have on here two pictures, and because the yellow is actually its own piece that'll show up, so there we go. So I think that's everything. Yeah, and then she's super glowy as well. Yeah, all right. Okay. So once I set all this up, then once I need to un-unicorn her, when I take her wings off later on in the short here, I'll be able to reference all of those pieces again and then just undo it basically. So it's good to set this up in a way that I can also undo it easily as well. So hi Mario. Welcome. Almost done here. Go for a little bit here. I think what I want to do is I want to add, because I spent so much time trying to set this up, I think I want to not have too much in the way of having things go in front of her. What I was wanting to do was add like a Sailor Moon or some sort of transformation sequencing thing that's more glowy. Actually, she's very glowy here. I'm wondering if I want to add like another like ball or something. Alicorn and transform and have some sort of I have to have some sort of ball or something. Yeah, that's a little annoying, so I have to keep moving all these bips over. Make room now. Let me get some water real quick and I'll show the animation that we got so far. Alright. Oop, stop. Don't go. I want one of those pinwheels, I think. So I'll start from a big circle. Whoa. So this would be like a radial thing. Let's see. Oh, I forgot about that. Sweet sour or sweet or savory. Sweet or savory. Savory is good. That'd be like a meat kind of a thing. I think that's always good. If I had to choose between like a certain snack kind of flavor, I think I would go with salty. I've always liked pretzels and Pringles and chips and like salsa has no salt. But like something that's more salty than sweet, I guess. Doesn't make sense. Hopefully this will make sense in a second. Oh yeah, I could just do that. Can't do that in Flash. Okay. Yee. Just kind of keep putting this into one beep there. Okay, yeah, you definitely can't do that in Flash. Okay, Adobe Animate / Flash. That's what I mean. It's another animation tool, but it's got some quirks that I literally had to hack into it. I had to like hack into Windows to be able to make it do something to make it actually work. The way that newer versions of Flash have added new bugs and that weren't there in the original versions, so it's kind of like, how did that get there? Like, how did that happen? Kind of a situation where it's like, wait a minute, how'd you add a new bug? And didn't mean to do that, but yeah, there we go. They've had it where when you hold like Alt, the Alt key modifier button, it would actually activate some secret like Windows thing where it would actually start to select the top row of like file select, drawing help. It would have activate those buttons, and it's like it was so I use Alt a lot to be able to like transform and like move characters and animate, you know, regularly, just animate regularly, because Alt allows you to skew, which is like this motion where you can select from the top and then have the bottom grounded. If you don't, then like both sides starts to then move up and down like this. So if you wanted like the opposite side to like be locked, then you would hold Alt. Unfortunately, that's how I usually animate, and so by holding Alt would actually start to activate these buttons, and then I usually then use the arrow keys, which then in that case would also start to then activate, like you would move it over and like then starts to do these buttons, and it's like, oh, you want to move over to play over here, or Alt or edit and stuff like that, and then it would start to then if you then like click down the buttons, it would actually start to open those buttons, and you would start to then like go like this, and it's like what? So all I did was like click like Alt, and it would start to activate these buttons, and I was like, that's not good. So I started to look that up, and there was actually some forums, and they were like, yeah, that's a known thing. It's like some Windows secret thing to be able to do like those keyboard shortcuts and do secret stuff like that. And it's like, oh yeah, you gotta turn off these buttons. And I went into the Windows, all the Windows stuff that's like undo, you know, the toggle and turn them off, and it would still do it. And it's a combination of using my Wacom tablet with Animate. Because obviously if I use Alt right now, it doesn't activate these ones. It doesn't do it at all. So it was just Flash, and it was just because of using the Wacom tablet. So I had to look it up, and I found that there was like a coding way to do it, to like kind of have it sort of not do it as much. But of course I had to do programming, but I literally just, someone thankfully had the code there. I was able to copy and paste it into a text file, and then make that into an exe, have a program that runs exes on my computer, and then have it work, and then it would program Windows in a certain way to have it so it would continuously work. And it was like, wow, this is a lot of trouble to have it so that the Alt button wouldn't actually you know, activate. And I was like, man, this is not right. But good news is that it worked, and I was like, interesting, like, okay, I was able to hold Alt and it would still activate, or like pretend that it was activated, the top ones, but it wouldn't then go into like opening them, and you know, opening like this and being like, oh, you want this one now, okay, without me actually selecting it, because it'd be like half the selecting and operating it. So I was like, cool. So good times with that, but boy, that was not fun. Humor button. So I am using Animate fairly often, where I'm using it to animate the Derpy movie. So I am in need of using it, but yeah, that's why I needed it to work, is because it would I need it for the movie, so otherwise it would not have worked out well for me. Trying to see where this would go. That's good. Okay, so this would be like a nice fun spinner thing. Let me just call it that. There we go. And let's go here, and let's go to, see here. So I want rotation, angle Z. See if there's a way to just say rotate. I think there's a certain way or certain button I could probably do. Rotation and Z doesn't sound. It's doing something. Let's undo that. I think we'll just have to do it regularly. Oh well. Yes. Apple or Jack. Ooh. Oh, interesting. So what I want to do is just have it rotate on its own, or at least just kind of go around a whole bunch of times. That looks like rotation angle Z, apparently. Okay. So I can remove a couple of keyframes here, and so it'll just keep spinning there. I'll move this over to the end, or not. Move this right away. Yay! Okay. Which way was it? It's rotating clockwise. So what I'll do is select it on the keyframe and move it back a bit, counterclockwise, and now it goes slower. Yay. And let's see. Probably actually have it not. Can I go? We can kind of get rid of it here, maybe. Counterclockwise, a little bit less. Play a little bit more with visibility and shadings and whatnots, but for now that's good. Hello. Go away. Pinwheels? Yeah. I think we have some pinwheels. We have some like whole bunch of stuff. It looks like an Animal Crossing garden. Like all the different like random little like gnomes and flamingos in our yard. Glitter's good, yeah. I'll have to add some glitter. I think you can have sparkles, particles, basic particles, twinkle particles. Gotta get that. Where'd it go? Where'd they go? There they are. Let's put you in the background. Oh, there they are. Yeah, look at that. Let's add a display. And then see where these go. Ah, sick, look at that. So, okay. Oh yeah, there's a ton of stuff. It's a group. Okay. What we see here is got a kill node. That's a real Toon Boom node. Trajectory, star. This is our drawing. So I think if we change wherever this is. Oh, there they are. If we literally change these pictures, I think they'll change for the rest of them. There we go. A little bit different. So we can change how they look. We can change a bunch of this stuff. Visualizer. Oh boy. Deformation. Oh, whoa, woo, woo, that's new, woo, whoa, what even, what, it's halfway organized, 12, why are they all like that? Hi. Okay, I'm going to have a little bit of trouble reading your name, but hello. Yeah, the glitter with the, remember glitter and glue was really fun. It was like the Elmer's glue, but it had like, it was blue and had like little bit of glitter in it. And it's like, you think about it, it's like, the glue is supposed to, you know, sandwich between two pieces, and it's like, you're not supposed to see the glitter, right? Or I guess, like, it fits trajectory. Oh. Oh. Whoa. If you're supposed to put it on top of something, I have to change it. Let's try this. If I move this down, does that change it? I'll move that one. Interesting. Alright, swap that. Now it's getting more confused. You can see, like, that's the same shape as that. That's cool. Okay. It's right emitter. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff we can play with these. Move particles, trigger, yes. Yeah, position, particle baker. Maximum number. Let's move that down a bit. Oh, number of pre-roll frames. I want, like, post pre-roll. Back and front, global scale. Actually, what I was looking for is how long they show up, but I guess that's probably part of the trajectory, maybe then. Let's take these trajectory pictures here, and then if we move them across, do they wait until they show up? Cool, okay. So what I can do is remove these keyframes and then find out where one that has a picture in it, and then add a big circle, and then it should all be masked inside that circle, and then I can have this for as long as I want. Cool. And I can change the shape of it and amount of time that it's there. Okay. Let's collect it all. Now we got sparkles. Yay! Sparkle, sparkle. Awesome. Cool. Let's see. Alicorn. I don't remember that. Cut within, cut there. There's sprinkle particles. Peg. Beep. Okay. Let's kind of bend them into the box. Cool. I'm sure there's more ways to modify it, but for now, that'll be good. Start there, trajectory. Trajectory's gonna show when I want them. So I'm going to probably have them start around the same time as there. Keyframe there. Remove there. Pew, 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 pew. Probably be like, maybe like a burst or something. Not sure what the deformation of these. I think I'm gonna get rid of it because that doesn't actually make sense to me. What I want is more something like this, where then I can, even though it's like a weird insided thing, it still works where I can use this to regular Toon Boom advantages, where it's like, oh, I want this to be hopefully over there now. Does that not work? Should work. Try and still over there. Maybe not. Now I'm confused. I got a keyframe there. We'll just have it go until the end, and then what if I actually broke it by doing something like that? Because in theory, by moving the trajectory, should move that. See how it's like allergic to some spots here? Moving into like some corner, it's like way off the circle now. It's almost have to like be in a different area. Let's move this back. So what we probably have to do is on here. Yeah, that'll work better. On the outside. What if we could do this in 3D space as well? Look how much 3D these are in. So right now it seems like they're all pretty flat. Interesting. Sparkles. Where did they disappear? Oh, the planar. That's actually this. I got confused. So that's this one. Oop. Let's add a transparency that's similar to that. And we'll do the same thing of having different keyframes here. So on first keyframe, transparency is 100. So we can't see it. And then when we need it, have a keyframe here. And do 50. And then 2 frames later, I guess we can do about there. So right now it's about halfway. We'll do about 80. Then it kind of goes back up. What we can do is add smooth transition. Yeah! And then when it disappears, we'll have a couple grease frames for it there. And then new keyframe and then transparency 0. So it'll kind of fade out. So it'll be like, whoop, shoot. And I'm wondering why. Maybe it actually goes the opposite way. When 100% transparent, so it actually go away. There we go. Yeah, okay. Token particles can also disappear. Guess we have to do it here. Kind of want them to also have their own transparency as well. So this will be our last thing, and then I'll go to toaster time after this. "100% transparent." It's like a weird way to think about it. It seems backwards. Where it's like, how much transparency do you want? I want it to be 100% transparent. And it's like, what? Or 0% is actually, yeah, it's actually different. So I think I actually want it to be 100% or 0% transparent, which means that it's actually, what? It's still here. Or maybe it's not actually affected, and I'm not sure, because both of these are now the same thing. So I need to do a keyframe here and I can test it. "0% transparent." 100% transparent. Okay, yeah, it's still thinking that it's there. So let's try and put this within. Cut it. Post it before it gets something there. It's possible that might not work because of all these other crazy purple ones. So I have to figure that out. I think it's, yeah, it's not being affected. So might have to do a different way of doing that, but everything else is working pretty good, so I'm actually pretty happy with all this that we got here. So what we can do is kind of have them travel along with her. More of a trail thing. Just magic. Try to grab it. It's hard to grab all these sparkles. Pew, pew. And then they disappear. What we could do is probably remove some of these, get that one there, and then just make it into a tween. So to kind of like follow along behind her slowly. There we go. Anyway, we can have them kind of trail behind her in the second shot here. So it'll be like shoosh, and then they can disappear. We'll have to figure that out next time. So there we go. That's a figured everything there. You can't see the glow unless I render it, but there you go. Wow, sparkly. Might need some extra tweaking. I said I'll figure that out. And there we go. Might want to limit the amount of twinkles, maybe. Add some more deformers and whatnot. But yeah, we'll have to clean that up a little bit, but there we go. Thanks, Ben. Alrighty. Let's go toast time. Boop, 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 boop. Up, 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 up. There's the new jackalope. Up, he's gone. But that was the new picture that we added. So, thank you. It'll come around. Don't you worry. Maybe like in 5-10 minutes. I don't know how long these go. But yeah, that jackalope picture was the newest addition to the Yoshi Greenwater fan art. But yeah, if you guys have fan art, just on that topic, if you guys have fan art of anything specifically for Yoshi Greenwater, I know these are a little bit off, but these are in the fan art section, so it's like I can't say no to some of these. But yeah, especially stuff like this where they're related to one of my cartoons like that. Don't have to be as proficient or good looking, don't you worry. I'll take anything. But yeah, if you guys have any artwork you'd like to share with me, they'll be on the please share them to the Discord. Link in the description. Check the description to see the Discord link to get to the server. And then share a nice picture. A nice friendly picture to me in the I think it's in the fan art section channel, whatever. And share that. And if it's friendly enough, I'll put it in the slideshow, and you guys be part of the channel history, whatever. It's fun, but yeah. Okay, if you guys are leaving, thank you so much. Yep, we'll keep talking for a little bit, but yeah, for everyone else, we're just gonna be talking, and then see if there's any lingering stuff or any other questions you guys had. But yeah, thank you guys. Thank you, Spike and Dakota. Thank you for joining. And then we'll be back. Keep having to get my hair out. So much work. I probably should change this. I want to change that real quick. Or I could change it for next time. It's a way to change this up. Streams. Ooh. Oh, you can see the type. Cool. Streams each Saturday. 13. Ooh, I gotta slow down. Starting at 12 p.m. PST / is it 3 p.m. EST? Let's wait to alignment center, vertical top, outline, chat logo. There we go. So streams each Saturday, starting at 12 p.m. / 3 p.m. EST. Is that good? Oh, I talked about the trophy job at the onset, at the start. So, yeah, I talked about how to... I'm feeling comfortable with it. I'm not too out of my league yet. They are giving me more responsibilities off and on. It's okay. It's just been a slow week, and then a whole bunch of stuff came in on Wednesday. And it's just like, oh, that stuff was due on Friday. And I was like, wait, what? Did I spell it wrong? It's James. Alright, I'll check it. It's not spell check, so I'll have to... Oh, it's Steams. Oh, there we go. Straight... Let me start over. Streams. There we go. Let's see. Why does it seem weird? I don't know. Steam. Did I meant this was an art? I'm so. The problem is that at work all my stuff is about text. Of making sure that every kid and every trophy winner, I was thinking of the T-ball people with their kids. There's a bunch of those where each kid needed a hand, you know, engraved, perfectly spelled name. Meanwhile, I'm like the worst speller. But at work we always do peer checks. We always do peer spell checks, where I say like, hey, coworker, come over here and did I spell this right? So there's always a check before we print them and send them out. Even a couple times we go through them all. So yeah. So yeah, I know myself that I'm not good at I'm good at typing, but not good at spelling. So it kind of gets those kind of conflict each other pretty frequently. Yeah, but yeah. I sometimes have to do their coworker spell checks, and they're pretty good. But I do find some ones, and some of them print them out first, like on special sublimation paper, or actually print them out on actual crystal, crazy baseball person inside of a crystal thing, and they print their name on it. That's irreversible. You can't take it off, and it's like, hey, can you check out if this name's spelled right? And it's like, oh, you missed an E in here. And they were like, oh no. And it's like, would there be a way, you know, early in the process that you could have done a spell check, you know, earlier than actually printing it out first on something that's who knows how much material and that craziness of like real crystal and stuff? That's like, wait a minute. So I always do digital proofs, and then have the coworkers come over and say, hey, you know, on a computer, can you just check this real quick? And then we're like, okay, yep, you're good to go. And then I print it out. So yeah, it's kind of crazy. But then sometimes on days like Thursday and Wednesday, everyone's taking vacation. So it's like, hey, wait a minute, you guys aren't even here, so how am I supposed to do all these peer checks when no one's actually in the office? We have like 5 people in the office, and if everyone's gone from the room, I'm the only one working sometimes in that one room. And so it's like, wait a minute, I have to go talk to my boss and say, hey, can I get a spell check, please? And they're like, yeah, it's understandable that, you know, you want to do that, but also no one's here to help. Yeah. That happens a lot. Do. Oh, sorry. Hi. Goodbye, Spike. Thank you so much. I appreciate all your questions. You can come back next week if you have more questions, so we can do more steams. Thank you for the unfair fight. Oh, thank you. Oh, that's really nice. Oh, that's really cute. Thank you. Thank you, Felicity. Take care. Oh, boy. There we steamed muffins. Oh, that sounds fun. Does that work? What is steaming? It's like for Asian food, isn't it? Where you like... Well, there's steamed clams. What does that mean? I don't think I've actually thought about it. Because in The Simpsons, it was like an oven. So I guess I was always thinking like, can you steam something in an oven? I guess not. So I guess that's the whole joke of it. Yeah. That'd be fun though. Thank you. Let me get some more water and think. See if there's anything. If there's let me get some brain juice here. Wow. Good water. I spike it with a little bit of stir. It's flavor enhancing water, little squirt. It's this flavor has probably an incrementable, really small dose of caffeine in it. So I'm feeling pretty good now. Yeah. I was gonna say if there's any lingering stuff, and then I can wrap this up. I think we've been going for, just under 2.5 hours. So, excuse me now. Excuse me. Symptoms. Just good stuff. Vice faster. It's guys has his own cooking. Yeah. That was great. I tried watching. Tried to marathon The Simpsons, where I start with episode 1 and then see how far I can get. I try to watch 1 or 2 a night, but I eventually got to like season 3 or 4 or 5, and I was like, maybe I should stop watching 2 or 3 at a time, because like these are actually getting really good and funny. And it's like I want to have more memorable, I want to remember it more. So I feel like if I watch like too much content, then like some of the jokes from like some of the good ones I might forget. So I started to like slow down, but then I slowed down so much that then I forgot to like watch it one night, and then I haven't watched it in a while now. So I should pick that back up. So I haven't even got the steamed hams yet, or have I? I have. Yeah, that was actually the best part of the episode. The rest of it were like not really non sequitur, but like they're too short to really have a full 3-act structure to them. But they're all good. Yeah, just kind of felt less substantial. Yeah, I think I got a little bit further into that, but definitely stopped around there. So whatever season that is, probably 6 or 7 or something. So definitely want to slow down on the golden years, and then probably stop when they was like season 12 or something. That's when it switched over to being not as good. Probably get up to the HD ones. That would be fun. I definitely like the charm of the first seasons. Yeah, it's interesting to see like a show evolve over time. I think that's one of my favorite parts of watching them. I was like, wow, there's like so many interesting like aspects that like of the characters as they evolve, but a lot of the jokes were like from the first episodes, that they're like their first appearance really defined like actually who they are. And it's like, wow, it's as if these characters, it's how they're still portrayed. It's like, they either just kind of took that one defining characteristics of this character and then ran with that, or that they really thought about it. It's like, yeah, they knew that this will be a good characterization and just kind of roll with that. Yeah, and it's like, this is what the character is and this is plan it out kind of thing. yeah with Flanders. Well, that's the whole thing, is that Flandersization, where to just take one, evolve a character that had a bunch of 3D character design, personality, and human characteristics, and then over time, like, truncate their entire personality into like one or two defining traits, and then that's becomes their entire personality. Is just these one or two, you know, like how SpongeBob, where the characters in first seasons had much more flexible and diverse personalities, where each character had but much more to them. Then I started watching later ones, and it's like, oh, these became Flanderized, where they only had one motive and one defining trait. That's like, oh, it's like when they become characterizations of themselves at a point as well, and it's like, oh well, this isn't as fun anymore to watch, you know. It all becomes also predictable. That's like, oh, Mr. Krabs is going to like money, and then is he going to have any second thought about whether or not to have the money? He's gonna say no, because that is one defining trait, and Patrick is dumb, and then that is all of his jokes. And you know, the first season he had like much more cunningness to it. I don't know. He had much more to him. And it's like, oh, well, now he's just a dummy. And it's like, that's a shame. Oh, well. So I'm looking more towards G5 to see what the second episode of the Make Your Mark or whatever, or Tell Your Tale. I don't know what these stories are anymore. Watch more of that. Oh yeah, I only got like halfway through the 2D series, so I got a lot more content with that to watch. And then wait for the next 3D episode. That's how I have to find it now. And then yeah, let's see where the mystery of that mystery character at the end of that is. But yeah. Anyway, now I'll wrap it up pretty quick, pretty soon. Have a good one. Oh, thank you, real fan. Thank you so much. Thanks for hanging out. We'll hang again some other time. Yeah. So this was pretty fun. Yeah. It's no place on G4. It's not Part of Life. Yeah, Part of Life is its own thing. I definitely couldn't stand much of it. I don't know if I finished it. I think I've stopped before the Care Bear cousins came in, where they were like, oh, we have a tiger and a lizard or dragon or something, and then a bird, I think. And it's like, oh, okay. So I didn't watch any of those yet. And it's kind of, that ship has sailed where it's like, I think it's going to be much harder than go back to Pony Life now and watch those. But yeah, Tell Your Tale is actually not bad. With a lot of G5, I think it's hard to get new concepts in. It's hard to think about, where because of the first movie, everything is sort of based around that, you know? And if you'd stray too far away from it, then it's like it'd be too, like how the writers are almost scared to dig too far outside the box, especially like how every episode is now in Maritime Bay. It kind of truncates and kind of limits the amount of story possibilities, I guess. There was the one that was in the Pegasus City, I think the first couple episodes, but since then they've all been, that I've seen, have been in Maritime Bay. It's like it's like they, you know, made a whole world, and there's places that they mention in the movie that's like they didn't go to. And it's like, what's the aftermath of the movie, and what does that look like? And it's like, I guess the 2D series is just to branch, you know, between the different 3D series. It's the content. So it's like, it's very limited in scope, and not all the jokes and different ideas come from the movie. And so writers are scared to really branch out and have a new defining trait for some of the characters, I guess, what I'm thinking about. Or like, you know, as G4 evolved, like we had new concepts for like Twilight is afraid of ladybugs and quesadillas and stuff like that. It's like, I want stuff like that to be a new thing for us to latch onto and be interested in. The characters are almost too bare bones that they're carbon copies of the movie, and so anything that's not from the movie is almost banned or something. Oh, Jackal up there, it is. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah. So that's how long it takes to wrap around. But yeah, something like that. Let's go to the episodes. There's potential. Yeah, we can definitely have. It's nice and not nice that they're in the same universe as G4 with G5. It's almost it's reassuring, but it's also kind of frustrating that some of the more fun characters, like other species, aren't introduced yet. That it took like half a year before we got dragons, and so it's like, I already get a drip feed other species as we go along. Like, what happened to you know, it just kind of shows us like Twilight's whole ending of G4 was almost for naught. That's like, what, how did that happen? Where now, you know, the Kieran and all the main young 6 students, like all those species, like where did they go? Like, how separated are these species now, where now they're all back to their original places? And it's like, oh well, that's what Twilight did at the end, is brought them all together. And it's like, oh man. Where'd they go? So hopefully we'll just have to reboot the whole series, so then it's like, it's not really the same series and universe as it was in Equestria. It's like, yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Let's go with how everything got up under this. Yeah, there's a big time gap. It's back. Welcome back. Humans better be the big series. Where's that art? That'll be in the Discord. So look in the description. I can probably get a link to you. It's in the description. I don't know if you're on mobile or not. Greenwater Club. It should work. It's the invite, and then click that, and then sign into Discord, and then you'd be like, do you want to join? And you should be able to. And then once in there, there's a hall of fan art inside the gallery. Or I guess you can just kind of poke around and see which one piques your interest. But yeah, hall of hall of fan art will be there for you. And if you have miscellaneous artwork that you'd like to share, that'll be in Share Tent. Share Tent will be like other, not specific to Yoshi Greenwater type content, but we've also got a general chat where we can talk about whatever you guys like to. But yeah. Also, while we're here, I also recommend you guys to check out my Twitter, where I made a little Sidman roll Hatsune Miku post, little animation that took me like a couple hours, and I'm pretty proud of it. How it actually turned out pretty good. It's a little different style than I'm used to, But yeah, it didn't get as much attention as I thought. But if you guys like to check that one out too. What if I can post the link to the actual... Oh, there it is. There's my Twitter. Yeah, it's this one. If you'd like to look at that picture, there you go. Ooh, what's Beyonce doing? Okay. I think we're good about that. There you go. Did I plug enough stuff yet? You want me to plug my Wend Bubble? Do you want me to plug my YoshiGreenwater.com? They're all in the description if you check that out. A lot of other stuff in there too. So yeah, I think I'll call it good because I think I need to have lunch about now. So yeah, thank you guys so much. If there's more questions, you can check out the Discord and ask more questions, but thank you guys so much. Yeah, so until next time, thank you guys. I'll figure out what buttons does what, and then I'll say goodbye. Thank you guys. So yeah, until next week, thank you. Alright, choose. Have a design. Yeah, woo woo. Brought that back, circle. Yeah. It's hidden in spec because it's not exactly words. Thank you though. Bye. Thank you everyone. Alright, take care.